Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 74 of our Colorado Rockies rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 26. It has been a while since we had played this series. I think I looked on my channel. I think the last 6 out of 7, or maybe 5 out of 6 episodes, have been my coordinator climb series. So, slight apology for that. I never want the videos to get that sort of varied in their upload schedule. Um, Sometimes it just comes simply down to which I feel like playing at what time. My hope is, since unfortunately, due to scheduling some stuff here at the house yesterday that took, I think, 6 hours when it was supposed to take like two. I wasn't able to get a stream in yesterday. So hopefully, either today, which is the 22nd, or tomorrow, the 23rd, I will get two streams in and then stagger the uploads so that there'll be a video on Saturday, sort of a thank you for your patience. It has been a little bit. So, where last we left off, we began what is the final season of our Colorado Rockies rebuild here in 2023. We currently sit 14-7, which is atop the division. To no one's surprise, the expansion team Portland Sailors currently find themselves in dead last with only 7 wins on the season. The Dodgers hilariously are 9-12, which is fun. But as I talked about before, I think regardless of how we finish, this is going to be the last season. Um, I think we have a pretty good team. I think on paper, last year's team is probably better. We made the NLCS last year. We'll see what we do this season. My hope is to have the series wrapped up by ideally the end of next week, end of January, and then work schedule changes and whatnot might change how timing and such. But we are now both literally and figuratively into the home stretch of the series. I am excited. I think we have a really good baseball team, a lot of young talent. What I might do is, I'm still going to continue the save, as you will, off stream. And then if I feel like it, maybe we have a special episode sort of looking in to see how the team is doing down the years. But first things first, off stream, I played through 2 series against the Cubs and the Braves. We took 2 out of 3 from both. Um, very annoyingly, last episode, I simmed through one of the games and we gave up 15 runs, Richie Swain of which gave up 7. So that's going to essentially nuke his ERA for almost the whole season, which is why I don't really like, hitting sim through games. I understand I'm in the minority in that I want to play as many games as possible, but I've found that when you sim it, your pitchers just get destroyed, and that's not really a fun time. One bit of injury news off stream: Joey Broughton picked up a strained abdominal muscle against the Braves, so he is out for just under 2 months. It was 6 weeks, which is a little bit of a shame. He was pitching okay, but 1.8 WHIP and 371 BABIP is slightly terrifying. So he is going to be out, and very simply, we called up AJ Russell, who was on the outside looking in after spring training. So he's going to get a decent amount of run here as an extra reliever out of the bullpen. Without further ado, though, let us get into the series. And we're facing the Washington Nationals, who last season were the best team in baseball. They won the World Series, and they beat us in the NLCS in 6 games. So Andahar and Max Clark are both tired. So I think something I need to change in the lineup is Anthony Murphy takes center field and Aguilares can just stay in right. We're going to have Carter Johnson take short, which means Hao Lee is going to play with a bruised wrist, which is kind of less than ideal. But what can you do? We got Richie Swain on the mound. They have Gabriel Reyes. Let's see how we do in the first inning. Both Aguilares and Carter Johnson are aboard. Folks, we're so back. Hao Lee hits into a fielder's choice. That's less helpful. Uh-oh. Okay. Both the second baseman and our runner, Carter Johnson, got hurt on that play, but allegedly they're both fine. As Charlie Condon is walked, here's Alan Ford. Grounds it right to the shortstop for a double play. And that's my DH, ladies and gentlemen. Bases loaded, one out. Can't score anyone. Not great. As Colby Turner strikes out. Anthony Murphy grounds out, but you know what? At least he hit the baseball. Adley Rushman, our biggest off-season addition, I would say. See, flat lines out to center there. All right, they have a runner on board, Tyler Soderstrom. Soft grounder to first, easy out. On to the third we go. Santiago Munoz with an OPS of 1,000. What's he have for us today? Answer, a line drive single. That'll play. But yeah, if Munoz hits well, I mean, we're in business. He's 22 years old. He's already got like 150 game starts under his belt. Like he could be our left fielder for a decade to come and be one of the great Colorado Rockies if he hits really well. Hao Lee lines out to end the inning. But nonetheless, we move to bottom of the third. They have two aboard, including Ethan Holiday. But Gonzalez pops it up there. I always love in the animation where the pitcher stays on the pitcher's mound when the infield pop up goes over him. Like, that would never happen. The pitcher would clear out. You think I want my starting pitcher to be injured because he stepped awkwardly on the mound getting a pop up? I say no, sir. There we go. Alan Ford, a bit of redemption. Getting the ball down there. It should be an easy double for the slowest runner on planet Earth. I say that. Adley Rushman might be slower. Nope, Adley Rushman is quicker. Colby Turner hits it up. That's going to be caught at the track, though. Alan Ford does advance. So a line drive will score him. But Murphy strikes out. Nothing doing. All right. Once again, we threaten. We don't score. The Nationals, meanwhile, are threatening 2 on, 2 out. Loma Vida hits it to Hao Lee with a sprained wrist. Gets the throw. Or is it a bruised wrist? Bruised wrist. My mistake. 1,000 pardons. And Rushman goes down looking. Munoz goes down swinging. And Aguilares gets aboard via an error. Do I want him running on Loma Vida? Sure, why not? At this point, 2 outs. Our offense is leaving a lot of men on. We might as well try to get him in scoring position. All right, Aguilares just doesn't want to go. And down goes Johnson. All right, so Richie is at 81 pitches. I don't have an entirely fit and ready to go bullpen, but I'll get John Andrews warming up. Um, I'll let Swain face Gonzalez. Soft grounder to third. Turner's throw in time. Good job from Richie giving me the fifth. Pretty good outing from him. It's just the pitch count was insane. As we get nothing in the sixth. John Andrews is ready to rock. He's going to face James Wood and his stupid. Like, look at that. The man had a 939 OPS last year. At a certain point, 45 million is a low ball. And Andrews gets him there. Very good. Mendia hits it to Murphy, who's there. We're okay. Uh-oh. Mono Baker hits it toward the wall, but caught. We're okay. We're okay. Andrews is on 13 pitches. I think I'll let him take the start of the seventh just to save an arm. Because the way this game is going, we're going to head to extra innings with a 0-0 score. Rushman gets aboard. Very good. How quick is Brady Marietta? I mean, he's a little quicker, but I don't think it's really worth it to pinch run. Munoz pops it up foul. All right, Aguilares. There we go. He gets it through. Rushman advances to third. He is safe. All right. Carter Johnson, chance to be a hero. Hits it softly to the pitcher. Throw over. Plenty of time. Down goes Mr. Johnson. Uh-oh, who hurt his right elbow? Oh, Ben Joyce again. All right, we're going to get Mike Stewart warming in case there's trouble. Soderstrom has decided he will start the trouble early. They line drive into center. See if he can get Loma Vida. Soft to the pitcher. Just take. Oh, he's went for second. Oh my God. They give the error there to Andrews. Yep. All right. 2 on, nobody out. Juan Cuevas strikes out. That'll be it for Andrews. Actually, Schaefer, you better or worse against lefties. Kind of the same. I'm going to bring in Mike Stewart to face Schaefer. Softly hit to the shortstop. The throw in time. I'll take that trade to get it to 2 outs. Here's Omar Vega. Swings to Turner. The throw gets him. We're okay. Everybody, take a breath. We're looking okay. Top of the eighth. How you Lee with the world's slowest, softest grounder. Cuevas with a range of 55 just watched that roll on through. Condon Cade, that sucked. Alan Ford lines out to center. Colby gets it through. Okay. We're keeping it moving. Once again, we have runners on second and third with 2 outs. Do I want pinch hit here? Think I do. I'm going to have CJ Sampson take the bat. Get a pinch hitting spot here. Oh, they brought in a lefty. They countered me. How rude. CJ Sampson against lefties. He's okay. Not as good as with righties, though. Full count. James Minor struck him out looking. Man, all right. That's annoying. Okay, we're going to have Max Clark take center field. And then ideally, Mike Stewart can give me the eighth. Well, ain't that nothing but a thing? Solo shot from Gonzalez. That is his third home run of the season. And the Nationals take the lead. And now James Wood gets aboard. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, we're going to get Gage Wood warming up. Mendia pop up. Very good. I'm going to pull. Actually, I lied. I'm going to let him face Baker. Gets him to pop up. All right. Here's Soderstrom. Shallow hit to Max Clark, who's there. Okay. The brief is very simple. 1 run ties the ball game. 2 gives us the lead. 0, we're going home. I say that like it's the playoffs. This is a game in May. Rushman K's. Here's Munoz. Swing and a miss. Christian Aguilares, our last hope. Soft grounder to short. The throw in time. That's your ball game. Even OBS is upset. We're dropping frames. We lose 1-0. What a disgrace. All right, looks like we're okay there. Cool. I mean, yeah, you can't fault the pitching. Even Mike Stewart, who gave up the home run, like, if you only give up 1 run, you should win the game. But, I mean, Carter Johnson left 4 men on. Alan Ford, our DH, left 5 on. What a shame. So that was a really good pitching performance. And yet. I don't love that even after a scouting report on a guy, we still have low scouting accuracy. Like, I think if you scout him, you at minimum should have like an average. But that's just my opinion. All right, we move on to game 2. Our offense was ice cold in game 1. Hao Yu Lee and Charlie Condon are both tired and out. So Max Clark has done better. Yeah, batting 7th. So I'm going to keep him there. Andahar bats 2nd. Murphy batting 4th seems disastrous. We're going to have CJ Samson take that. Murphy can bat 6th. Or do I even actually know? I want Munoz out there. I've thought about it. Made my decision. We're going to have him bat 9th, though. So Johnson bats 6th. Okay. My hitters are getting quite tired, which isn't nothing. So here we are. Nothing for us in the first. Nationals get a hit, but that's it. CJ Samson batting 4th. Hits it up, but down it goes. There we go. Colby Turner gets it down. We have life. Come on, Carter. Give me something. There we go. He gets it down. Oh, they saying foul? No. Colby just didn't move. Oh, man. I anticipated, like, Colby to do something, but he just stood there. So I thought it was foul, but I suppose not. Max Clark gets it down. We love those little line drives. Very good. Very good. All right. We're up 1-0. We have already scored more runs in this game in 2 innings than we did all of last game. They got Carter Johnson at home. That sucked. And they get Munoz. Yeah, that really, we should have had at least one more run there. Oh boy, an error. Who by? Aguilaris in right. All right, 2 on, 1 out. Vega, swing and a miss. Santana, swing and a miss. All right, Aguilaris, redeem yourself. Give me a solo shot. Or a sharp ground out to shortstop. I suppose that can also be in the cards. There we go. Andahar gets it down. We have life as he slides in safe at home. Come on. Alan Ford gets it down as well. Really? Really, Andahar? The man has an arm of 50. Like, look at who they're playing in center field right now. You're telling me? Whatever. CJ Sampson hits it up to left. That's going to be caught, but it should score Andahar. Unless he is the most cowardice runner any of us have ever seen. And Colby Turner grounds into the fielder's choice. However, once again, we scored more runs this inning than we did all of last game. How infuriating. And now Max Clark is on third with 1 out. Rushman grounds it to the one place he really shouldn't have. And Max Clark is thrown out at first. And they picked off Rushman. Good God. Should I just cut him? From that sequence alone, I feel like it's justified. Andahar, Alan Ford aboard once again. But Sampson strikes out. This guy. All right, clean fifth. Sandy is on 72 pitches, so I'm inclined to bring him out for the sixth. Carter Johnson hits it deep to center and caught at the wall. That stupid angle at Nats Park. I went to a game at Nats Park when the Tigers came to visit, and Kerry Carpenter hit a laser to center. I was sure it was gone, and it just died in that one little enclave. I was so upset. All right, we're going to get Gastelum for the sixth. Hopefully, Sandy can at least give me a couple outs. There we go. He gets Schaefer. Ethan Holiday gets aboard. All right. That is going to be it for Sandy. I think we will turn to Luis Castellum to face Ricardo Gonzalez. Soft grounder to second. He's thrown out. I will take that trade. James Wood lines out to short. Very good from Luis. The lead is still ours. All right, Rushman, you better hit a solo shot. I feel like just from this game alone, Adley lost war. Oh boy. Munoz swing and a miss. Ben Simon. You can't trust a pitcher that has two first names, you silly gooses. As Aguilares gets aboard. Fielder's choice again. We love those. I really want to know if somewhere in this data I can look at a number for how many fielder's choice my guys have hit into. I imagine it's many. Juan Cuevas gets aboard. Oh boy. I want Luis to pitch well. I think he's one of our great success stories out of the Rule 5 draft. He gave me 80 innings last year, whip a 108. But I fear his arm may have taken a hit in his age 31 season. He does get Ruben there. I'll let him face Loma Vita and Vega because they are the Nats' worst hitters. I say that. Oh, they pinch hit for the lefty. Um, how's AJ? I mean, he may not even face the lefty. Got killed. I will bring in Russell to face Baker. I will respond to your chess move with one of my own. Swing and a miss. Russell gets him there. Very good, sir. Alan Ford, leadoff double. I will pinch run for him with Anthony Murphy. Come on, CJ. Oh, brother. Coward. CJ strikes out. They walk Colby, which is probably the correct decision. Carter Johnson makes him pay. Hits the ball sharp enough. Simon can't get it. And folks, bases loaded, one out, Max Clark. They bring in another lefty, and Clark swinging a miss. All right, Adley. Soft grounder to third. Down he goes. Yeah, I think I can say Adley Rushman lost Wharf in this game, which is rough. All right. I'm gonna let AJ Russell get face Soderstrom and Schaefer. And then if he gets both of them out, Okuda can come in for a 4-out save. All right, he gets Soderstrom there. Can he get Schaefer? Hit to Andahar. The throw in time. All right, that'll be it for AJ Russell. Very good from him. Let's bring in Okuda to face Ethan Holiday. And he is thrown out by Carter Johnson. It is an unfortunate, whiplash where you look at the Nationals, they're like, yeah, I mean, they only have 3 hits. It makes sense they have no runs. We have 11 hits and only have 2 runs to show for it. Our offense is struggling. Aguilares hits it deep to left. He says, I'll show you struggling. Solo shot for him. Very good. 420 feet, his 3rd home run on the season. Bo Brisky, Tigers legend. Bo Brisky's fall off in 2025 needs to be studied. Oh, God, he just got injured. Not like this. Anthony Murphy getting in at bat, and he forced a full count, but he struck out. All right, Okuda for the save. James Wood is aboard with 2 outs. Mendia gets it through. So that's going to score James Wood. Never mind, he stopped at third. Here's Loma Vita. Can he be a hero? No, swing and miss. All right. We win 3-0, but I mean, my God, Adley Rushman. He went 0 for 4. He left 6 men on. Unbelievable. All right. All right. So I signed a handful of minor leaguers to booster our depth. Jack Lyons is one of them. Out of the Cardinals and Orioles system, your classic quad A guy. However, he has pretty good ratings. Like defensively, he's a little shaky, but pretty good offensive ratings. We'll get him in there. Matt Evans, who I brought in just to be double A pitching depth. Nothing too crazy. Luis Gonzalez. I really like Gonzalez. I was surprised he was available. Like, I get he's pretty raw at 23, almost 24, but like, I think I'm going to put him at high A. Oh, he's too old for high A. Whoops. All right, double A it is, which might be a little scary. Yeah, he might get hit around in double A little bit, but either way, pretty good guy. Komben Endronikov, born in Cleveland, Ohio. Probably a future reliever, but still pretty good pitching ratings. Pablo Gonzalez, same idea. Ben Carpenter, undrafted out of Georgia Institute of Tech. Pretty good, defensive ratings. We'll see if the bat turns into anything. And then various scouting reports. All right, game 3 against the Nationals. A revenge game for Gutierrez, who was one of their best pitchers last season. Gave him 185 innings, 32 starts, famously smoked us twice in the playoffs, and they just did not offer him a contract extension. And so now he finds himself here. Colby Turner and Adley Rushman are tired, so Murrieta is going to catch. I think he's been a massive disappointment offensively, but defensively he's still pretty good. We're going to have CJ Sampson take third base, which is a little bit of a defensive issue, but what can you do? All right. Gutierrez against Trey Savage. And Aguilares with a leadoff double. Very good. Yeah, Andahar killing me. How Lee hits it up, but that's going to get caught. Nothing doing there. Charlie Condon, swing and a miss. You know what? At least the other two guys hit the baseball, Charlie. Oh, boy. 2 on, no outs. This could get ugly. It's gotten ugly. And that was one of our big, off-season decisions where we traded away Zebby Matthews in order to get Gutierrez in the team. And so far, Gutierrez has been poor. So we might look back on that offseason decision and be like, man, what were you thinking? And Juan Cuevas hits it deep to left. That is so far gone. It ended up in Northern Virginia. 4-0 ball game. And Gutierrez only gotten 1 out. And now Loma Vita is aboard. Oh, boy. All right. Well, that was pretty disastrous, all things considered. Nothing for us in the second or the Nats. Same for the third. Our bats are back to being cold. There we go. Pick off from Murrieta. That is essentially like the only reason Murrieta is my backup catcher, is just defensively, he's phenomenal. He's also a captain, which, helps the locker room and such, but if he wasn't as good defensively, he would not be here. All right, Aguilaris and Ahara aboard. Let's go. Let's get some runs. How you Lee rifles it to third. Yeesh, Santana can't get it. Bases are loaded, no outs. Charlie Condon struck out. I'm paying this man how much money? 16 million US. Alan Ford hits it past Santana. That'll score at least two, maybe three. If Howie Lee has the courage, he does. And he's safe without a throw. I'm a little confused there why the Nationals didn't try throw home, but I'm not going to complain. I will complain there about Max Clark swinging a miss. And CJ Sampson does the same. Okay. Well, to the bottom of the sixth we go. I'm going to get Gindra warming up. Hopefully Gutierrez can get me a couple outs. Mendia ground out. Very good. Cuevas. He hit him. All right. That's it for Gutierrez. I'm going to get Gindra in to face Lomavita. Man. I mean, we kept the Nationals bats quiet for the first two games, but they're getting us here. James Wood just entered the game as a pinch runner. Interesting. All right. They get Santana. That could have been terrible. Come on, Murrieta. Hit the baseball. You know what? He did. He hit it like a laser. Just unfortunately, it went right to Gonzalez. Well, Bo Brisky's back, so I guess that back issue wasn't anything too crazy. Munoz gets aboard. Unless Brisky is hurt and there he's pitching through it. Yes, he is. He has back spasms and he's out there on the mound. Oh, that's funny. Oh, no, an error. Torin with the error. 2 on, 1 out. Andahar hits it right to the shortstop. They don't go for the double play. How Lee hits it up to right. That's not going to get anyone going. All right. We go to the bottom of the seventh. I think what's especially annoying is since the Nationals had that offensive explosion in the first, they've done absolutely nothing. Ethan Holiday is aboard for Gonzalez, and Gonzalez strikes out. All right. Good work from Gindra. Think I'll get Gage Wood warming up for the bottom of the eighth. I just yell at Charlie Condon. You think he'll start hitting the ball? The answer is probably not. Alan Ford strikes out. And they get Max. All right. Not great from us. Gage Wood is going to come in for the eighth. Clean inning from him. All right. How many pitches is Gage on? 7. All right. So he's going to get the ninth if we tie this up or take the lead. CJ Sampson. Down by 1. Strikes out looking. I'm going to pinch hit here for Murrieta. I know Colby Turner is tired, but pick up the bat, son. And struck him out too. Fair enough. Santiago Munoz Hits it up to right. That's going to get down. So the tying run is on first. Aguilares swings on the 3-1, gets it down. Munoz advances to third. Here we go. Ashley Andahar hits it to first. Easy pickup. That's your game and that's your series. That's really frustrating. They got all 4 of their runs in the first inning, and that was enough to beat us. That's so annoying. Like, we outplayed them in that series, I would say, but we only got 1 win to show for it. I think is quite disappointing. But it is what it is. That was 41 minutes of a series. Oh boy. But hey, it's the Nats. All right. I am going to play. Actually, no, I'll sim game 1 of the Red Series. And we win it 8-4. Very good. Alan Ford and Aguilares had home runs. Looks like John Andrews got popped a little bit. He was our Rule 5 pickup from the Giants. He's been doing pretty good. The whip is a little scary, but he just gave up 4 hits, which is why. Alan Ford had 3 hits. It's good that he's starting to hit the ball because, like, when the National Series started, he had a sub 700 OPS, on base percentage in the tank. So that is at least something. Ooh, John Counts got Player of the Week in High A. I think that is a sign to get you to Double A, buddy. Well done, sir. I say that. Even in the Eastern League, yeah, he's not that great. I lied. You know that promotion I just gave you? Ignore it. Oh boy. All right, let's play game 2 of the Red Series. We got Luis De Leon on the mound. I mean, I don't really want to give Condon a day off. Like, I think he just has to find his way to hit out of it. So here we go. All right. Andujar's on second. Let's see if they just want to walk How You Lee. All right. 3-0 count. And they walk him on 4 pitches. Come on, Condon. It's it to center, line out. Ooh, and they hit Alan Ford. Please don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. We're okay. Colby Turner gets it down and left. That'll score 2. Great throw in, though, but not in time. All right, we're up 2-0. I really like Great American Ballpark. I've been to a few Reds games, mainly when the Tigers were in town, obviously, but always a fun park. Adley Rushman gets aboard. There we go. Big turn. Yeah, I don't think 35 speed having Adley Rushman is going to make it to second on that. But Munoz advances the runner. Aguilares advances him again. Unfortunately, at this rate, we'll get 3 outs when he steps on home. And that's exactly what happened. Fair enough. We spent 1 out to move him every time. Oh, that's quite funny. All right, nothing for the Reds in the second, but How You Lee with a leadoff double. Pardon. Ah, killing me. Alan Ford gets thrown out. Colby Turner flies out to center. Sadness and despair. Nothing for the Reds in the fourth. Oh, they got their first hit. Colton Cowser, leadoff double. Unfortunate. Yeah, Luis had a no-hitter there. Through four. Most impressive. And Luis is essentially on the last year of his contract because he has a player option for 10 million. Let's be frank, he's worth a lot more than 10 million. So he's definitely going to not opt in to his last year. I mean, if he does, listen, he's a legend. Build him a statue, but I highly doubt it. Condon and Colby are aboard. Come on, Max. Struck out swinging. Adley Rushman for glory. Lines out to right. We have a very serious left on base problem. Uh-oh. Nava and Lugo are aboard. Oh yeah, that is that Matthew Lugo, who has found himself with the Reds now for the first time. Come on, Luis, get Alba. Gets him to pop up. That's huge, and only on 2 pitches also. I will let him face Morejo. And Morejo makes him pay. That's a shame. Both runners are going to score. What was a beautiful start, now up in smoke. We're going to bring in Mike Stewart to face Colton Cowser. That's a shame. Cowser flies out to limit the damage. Man, almost had greatness from Luis. But what can you do? Aguilares is aboard. 2 outs. How you leave? Struck out. Again. I need to look after this game. Our strikeout totals. And Watson with the go-ahead run. We're going to bring in A.J. Russell for the 8th. Clean inning from him. All right. Okuda's warming up, whether we tie it or take the lead. Max Clark to get us started. 2-0 count. Bang! Gets it down. And we are going to run on Enrique Jimenez. And Max gets the steal. All right. Rushman strikes out. Munoz, that's the error. Yeah, that's the error animation at third base. When they dive quick and throw it like before they've gotten up, that means it's going to be an error. Aguilares strikes out. Okay. Ashley Andahar, grounder to second, thrown out. I think a theme today has been we really can't afford any misstep. Like Condon and Alan Ford both went 0 for 3. Munoz 0 for 4. Like if our pitching staff needs to be perfect in order for us to win games, we're in trouble. Which is a shame because we're first in OPS right now, third in getting on base, second in runs scored. So we can't really afford these kind of missteps. All right, I'm going to sim game 3. And we lose it 2-3 also as A.J. Russell, the AI, pitched 2 days in a row for reasons unknown to God and man, and he gives up 3 runs. I don't know why Kevin Tesicki would have been in the low eight. What a silly, silly thing the AI is sometimes. All right, Pittsburgh Pirates, Sandy Ozuna on the mound. Let's get this series started. Alan Ford is hot. I don't really know how that can be true, but I'm not going to question it. What I am going to do is I think I'm going to move some guys around. I'm going to have Andahar drop. I'm going to have Munoz bat second. I'm going to drop Max Clark to 9. Andahar is going to bat 7. Let's see what that gets me. Clean first. All right, let's go. Levi Sterling on the mound for the Pirates as Aguilares has a very nice leadoff single. Here's Munoz batting second today, and he gets it down and right. I am a genius. My decision was vindicated in the very first time of asking. Thank you, thank you. All right, come on, how you Let's go. Oh, he hits it deep to left. That's going to be down at the wall. Both runs will score. Folks, I am a genius. Oh, boy, that is funny. Oh, boy. Oh, God. He started almost every game for the Pirates. 161 average. That's no bueno. Oh, and Charlie Condon grounds out. Thanks, Charlie. Much appreciated. And a wild pitch scores How You Lee. 3-0. And Colby Turner gets it down. All right. Here's Ashley Andahar batting 7th today instead of his usual second. And he gets it through into right. Okay. Okay. I think the reason for this sort of configuration in my mind, Andahar, I think, is a solid contact guy, but he's a little shakier in the strikeouts this season. Hasn't really demonstrated any power whatsoever. So I'd rather drop him down to 7. And then, similarly to what we did last season, where we had Max Clark 9, Aguilares 1, that has my 2 speedsters back to back in the lineup. And Rushman popped. Oh, boy. You know what, Ozuna? I believe in you. See? It's all about belief, folks. All about belief. As Max Clark lines out, thus betraying the belief I gave in him. There we go. Aguilares gets aboard. Really good that Aguilares is starting to hit the ball well because he was struggling and kind of still is. Like, he's had a couple 2-hit games recently, but that on base percentage is still sub 300, which I don't know if any of you know this. For a leadoff hitter, that is not very good as Munoz hits the ball all the way to the warning track. Very good there. 2 on, 1 out, and up steps How You Lee. Soft grounder to short. Oh, no, the error. I might just be determining that the Pittsburgh Pirates are the worst team in baseball, which, could skew the data in some fashion. First of all, hold on. Condon struck out. I acknowledge that. Alan Ford just had a RBI single. Did that say Charlie Condon was hitting like 176 with runners in scoring position? Hold on. Scoring position. Oh my God, he is. He's hitting 152. 310 on base, 303 slug. Good God. Well, that's certainly something to monitor. Oh, brother. All right, Turner's thrown out to end the inning, but we're up 5-0 now. And now Andahar and Rushman are aboard. Come on, Max. Pop up to center. They can't all be winners. Wonder if I have Andahar bat ninth. But that kind of seems like an extreme overcorrection. Who knows? As Munoz flies out there in a very nice diving catch from Davies. Solo shot from Marlanda. The first home run of his MLB career. Good job, Sandy. Oh my God. They're up 3. They got 3 runs in. So now it's a 2-run ball game. Clean 5th, though. All right, at least he gave me that. All right, that'll be it for Sandy. I think we're going to go Ginger here for the 6th. Clean. I mean, hey, if you want to walk Max Clark, I'm not going to complain. Or Max is going to swing and get thrown out. Oy vey. Oy vey. All right, clean 7th from Ginger. Very good. We're going to go Gastelum for the 8th. As How You Lee gets on 2nd, and they walk Condon. Why would you walk a guy that's 5 of 33 with runners in scoring position? Oh, boy. Alan Ford flies out. That should advance. Really, How You Lee? You're not going to run on him? He has an arm of 55. Silly goose. Colby Turner strikes out looking. What else is new? Andahar soft grounder to the pitcher, and he's there in time. Bases are loaded. Adley Rushman walked. All right, we get an extra insurance run. Always a good thing to have. Max Clark, unfortunately, grounds out there. Though it looked like the throw took him off the bag, is all I'm saying. All I'm saying. All right, Luis Castellum for the 8th. Clean, crisp. I'm going to get both Okuda and Gage Woodwarman in case we get insurance runs. You never know. 2 on, 1 out. Charlie rifles it to left. He got a hit with runners in scoring position. I think we should clap him in. All right, so Okuda can obviously sit down. Let's pinch hit here. Let's give Anthony Murphy the bat. And he hits it to left center and gone. Solo shot for Anthony Murphy in a pinch hitting position. Good lad. 422 feet. Very good, sir. Colby Turner's walked. And Andahar gets it through. That is his 4th hit on the day. All the runners are safe. Adley Rushman strikes out anyway. All right. 3 insurance runs. It is now a 6-run ball game. Gage Wood for the 9th. They have a runner. I'm not too worried. Lozano strikes out. And Johnson grounds out. All right. Good win there. 9-3. I think I'm going to make that lineup change permanent. Munoz bats second. With Max, though, I mean, he was doing pretty good batting 7th. So I think I'll start and I'll keep Andahar there batting 7th. I mean, the man just did have 4 hits. So, you know, let me copy that. I lied. Now copy the depth chart. Paste it. So Munoz against lefties, he's doing pretty good. I think I'm just going to make Munoz the starting left fielder, regardless of a lefty or righty on the mound. And then Anthony Murphy can stay as a backup. I think that's about what I want. Looks like CJ Sampson and Anthony Murphy need fresh scouting reports. What about on the pitching side of things? AJ Russell and Gage Wood. So let's get those reports in the bank. One of these days, I will find a solution to the frame drop issue. That day, evidently. It's not today. I say that. It's been like 1% of frames. But still. All right, Gage Wood. Fresh scouting report. Oh, boy. His movement's down to 50. Though I guess potential. His potential movement's down to 50. But it was at 55 for essentially his whole career. So that's a little concerning. Not the end of the world. His potential rating went back up to a 60, which that's really good because it had just dropped to a 55. So good to see that come back up. Let's get a look at CJ Sampson. Yeah, no change. It's kind of unfortunate there's no change because obviously his potential dropped from a 50 to a 45 the end of last season. And it looks like so far that's about where it's staying. And, for, a first round pick, he took a bit to come to the majors, since I did draft him out of high school. But I think it's just unfortunate that Colby Turner has third base locked down. Charlie Condon has first base locked down. So there's not a great role for CJ Sampson on our team. Which, that is what it is. All right, one thing I did want to check, because I mentioned this last episode. How has Ezekiel Tovar got on with the Guardians? Oh, he has knee inflammation. And they're playing him through it, the Rats. I mean, yeah, he had a pretty good season in 2032, which we knew. This season, though, he's not doing very good. He almost struck out 200 times. Ay, ay, ay. They're still playing him at short, right? They're not DHing him? Good. Wow, his zone rating dropped. Because the thing that always sucked about Ezekiel Tovar is he missed essentially the entirety of the 2030 season, which for a shortstop mean already you're going to have a decline. So missing that really sucked. Then he had 19 errors with us his last year in Colorado. I had him DH for a bit. Looks like he was really good as a shortstop for them last year, but this year he's just not having it, which is a bit of a shame. All right, let's sim game 2 against Pitt, and we win it 3-2. Murrieta came in to catch for Rushman. Gage Wood got the hold. Okuda got the save. Okay start from Gutierrez. No walks, which that's good. Glad that he's getting that walk number back down to where we want it. All right, fresh scouting report. Anthony Murphy. Defensively, he improved to a 70 rating. That's pretty good. In left, I think, yeah, we've played him pretty much everywhere. He has a negative arm at the corners, but in center, his zone rating is just going to be atrocious. So that is something to keep in mind. And then AJ Russell. Yeah, he's had a bad couple years of development. Yeah, his current potential is down to a 40. I think, unfortunately, this is probably the last year of AJ Russell as a Rocky, which sucks because he was our first ever draft pick. And he's pitched pretty well for us in the majors the past few years, but I think he just has not hit the development that we want. All right, let's play game 3 against the Pirates. I'm going to give Andahar the day off. Carter Johnson can take short and bat ninth. Max Clark hits 7th. Jake Yeager, my biggest surprise of last season, currently pitching for us here today. And he allows 2 runs in the first. It's fine. Charlie Condon's going to get him right back. Or he's going to ground out to short and ruin my entire day with such behavior. All right, come on, Colby. Ground out. It does advance Allen. I'll take that trade because now there's only 1 out. Max Clark, swing and a miss. Rushman gets it down, though. Allen Ford scores. Very good from the catcher as he has a double. And that is one thing that we hope Adley Rushman can get back, because last year for the Orioles, he only had 50 starts, but he had 239 plate appearances. He hit 2 home runs and only had 19 doubles. So if we can get that power back, I think the trade for Rushman was a good one. But if his power just falls off, then it's looking like a big overpay. But we'll see. How Yuli swing and a miss. You know what? At least Charlie Condon hit the ball this time. Flip to the 4th. Gonzalez lines out. Grindlinger? How do you pronounce that gentleman's last name? Like, where do you put the emphasis? That is the question. As Pittsburgh goes down 1-2-3, our lineup though is ice cold. Tamar Johnson is aboard, and Yorkie is walked. Okay, get John Andrews going. Lozano gets it through. Yeah, I think Jake Yeager is gonna have a pretty big ERA in this one. He gets Honeycutt to fly out, but that's gonna score 1 pretty easily. I'll let him face Peoples. Lines out to first. Well done, Charlie Condon. Martinez flies out to right. That's huge. Bases loaded, no outs. They only get 1 run. I will take that trade in a heartbeat. What I won't take is the fact that my offense has only 1 run on 7 hits. And they get a 4th run and a 5th. Jonathan. It's time to relax, buddy. Colby Turner, full count, flies out to center. He's killing me. The man is killing me. All right, I'm going to need John to get some outs here just to save his ERA. And he allows 2 more. Oh, brother. 2 more runners on, and a wild pitch advances them. Oh, boy. Just get Peoples. I mean, I'm going to leave him out there. Duh, Martinez gets aboard. I think, unfortunately, we may just have a How You Lee situation where when we took How You Lee in the Rule 5 draft, we accepted that the first year would be rough, but after that, he'd be really good. And I think that's where I'm at with John Andrews, where the control is just quite poor. And so he's going to give up a lot this year, but hopefully that'll lead to good development because he's getting a lot of playing time with us, and he'll be better for it. As Luis gets the line out to end my pain. Luis, please. All right, he gets Lozano to pop up. Let us get AJ Russell Warman. Yeah, he can take the 9th then. He's tiring. He's fine. See, can we score 6 unanswered runs? Answer no. You know what? Nothing has sums up how this season has gone than these 4 numbers. Pittsburgh Pirates, 11 hits, 7 runs. Colorado Rockies, 11 hits, 1 run. Unbelievable. It really is. All right, St. Louis Cardinals are up now. Let's just do a quick check-in. So we've lost the divisional lead. Giants have a game in hand on us, so we're half a game back. We're atop the wild card, but wild card doesn't matter until like August, in my opinion. I think our offense looks pretty good. We have negative 2.8 base running, which is tremendous. And yeah, defensively, we're one of the worst teams. Who's killing me in zone rating? Oh yeah, position ratings won't help me there. Aha, fielding stats. So zone rating, yeah, How You Lee at second. But the problem is like I can't put him at third because, Colby Turner isn't a terrible third baseman, but he has the same range as How You Lee. So How You Lee really would only DH. And then I'd run into the problem where Alan Ford is, to be blunt, not a good outfielder. And I can't move Charlie Condon. He is one of the greatest defensive first basemen on occasion in terms of zone rating. So I think I just kind of have to accept the fact that my second baseman is just a defensive liability. All right, we're going to sim game 1 against the Cardinals. We lose it 3-9 as Colby Turner's error. Hey, remember when I just complimented him 2 seconds ago? Luis De Leon allowed 8 runs, 3 of which were earned. Ouch. Not great. Hashtag analysis. All right, Richie Swain on the mound against his former. Oh wait, no, that was. Wow, I'm blanking on his name. This is gonna bug me. Was it Dumas? Yeah, Javon Dumas, who, yeah, we traded to the Orioles, and they're trying him out as a reliever, and it is going horribly. Yeah, there we go. I had to remind myself there who was, and it was Dumas. All right, Colby Turner and Rushman are both tired. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I'm gonna have Max Clark bat ninth. We're gonna see how that plays. CJ Sampson can bat sixth. I might come to regret that. We'll see. Nothing for us in the first, or for the Cardinals, really. All right, Max Clark, Munoz are aboard. How you lead? Gets it through. Very good, sir. One run will score. The throw is cut off. Both men cross the plate, and we're up 2-0. Charlie Condon flies out to center. Sadness, despair, unimaginable woe, etc., etc. Nothing for the fourth, but the Cardinals tie it up. Da! They get another. Richie Swain's day is done. Gindra is on 3%. Oh, my poor guy. All right, AJ Russell, get warming, buddy. Alan Ford, runner on second. Shirley. Nope. All right, AJ Russell coming in for the sixth. And he allows two immediate runners. I'm going to be honest. In a wild pitch scores run, I have like 3 fit relievers right now. So you're just going to have to own this, AJ. All right, good start. He gets Salas. And he hits Snyder. Fair. Is that old friend Britton Doyle? That is old friend Britton Doyle, who was our starting center fielder for the first 3.5 years of the save. He goes to the Reds, does much better offensively, but then fell off. The Cardinals signed him, and he has not hit the ball well. He's still been pretty good defensively. Good for him. I mean, AJ, dude, just get me outs. All right, he gets Rosario to line out. The throw keeps Rosario at third, which is big. Matt Shaw pops up. Okay. They get 2. Nothing else, though. Our offense, meanwhile, is just stone cold. Willits pops up. If Russell can get me 2 outs, Gage Wood gets me 4. I think we're okay bullpen wise. Welp, there goes that plan as J.P. Barry hits it all the way to right. And A.J. Russell is getting popped. His ERA is 8.22. He gets Ethan Frey, and that'll be it. Nothing for us in the 8th. And Gage Wood is fatigued, and he is sucking. But you know what, Gage? I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to save my bullpen. So get out of the inning. Thank you, sir. All right. 7-2. I will get Okuda warming up in case we score 5 unanswered. We have scored 1. Here's Alan Ford. He grounds out. We are now down to 2 outs. CJ Sampson pops it up to the infield. The infielders fight for it. Shortstop gets it. Yeah, that's your ball game. I mean, How You Lee had 2 of our 5 hits. Our bottom 4 hitters went 0 for a bajillion. AJ Russell got popped. One thing I did want to check, what was the injury to Smith? Oh, 3 months. Shoulder inflammation. He was our second round pick last season in Double-A to start the year and just picked up a 3-month shoulder knock. That sucks. Fine. Yeah, my problem is in AAA catch in the bullpen, I don't have a lot of options that I love. What I am going to do is promote Scott Forrest to AAA to help out there. I'm almost tempted to just call him up. I think he's got pretty good numbers. I think it might be Reed LePaire time over AJ Russell. We'll see. I'll give AJ, a couple weeks to see if he can turn around. But like Joey Broughton gets back in 4 weeks. So we'll see there. All right, let's sim the finale against the Cardinals. We lose it 4-5. We're struggling mightily. The AI loves pinch hitting for Colby Turner. I don't quite understand it. Ozuna gave up 4 runs. That was that. Man. All right. The Milwaukee Brewers are in town. Okay, I think if we don't win this series, we are in very, very big trouble because we lost the series to Nationals, lost series to the Reds, and then just got swept by the Cardinals. So it is not looking like a good end to April here. See if we can get something going. Everyone is healthy and good to go. I think my players just perpetually live at like mid 90s fitness. You got this, Gutierrez. Oh, brother. All right. Brewers get 2. Rushman with the softest of grounders to the pitcher. Strands them both. Lean third. Oh, we had an error. Charlie Condon at first. Hey, remember when I complimented him defensively 10 minutes ago? As Jesus gets it through, that's going to score at least 1. Oh, boy. You got Mitchell, surely. There we go. All right. They get an extra run, and our offense has done nothing. We have 2 hits on the day. Colby Turner grounds out to Strand Allen. Man alive. Can you get me the 5th, Gutierrez? Maybe not. As he walks Contreras. We're going to get John Andrews warming. Ha ha, you fool. Well done by Rushman there. And Carlos Jorge pops up foul. That was big. That throw out there was huge. With a capital H. nothing for us defensively. I am so sick and tired of my lineup just not performing as Young flies out. I mean, I'm going to leave Gutierrez in there because now it's the bottom of the lineup. Gets Rodriguez, very good. I will bring Andrews now to face Vladdy. Gets him to hit it up. Max Clark is there. Got him. All right. To the bottom of the sixth, and we need hits. Aguilares, get us started. He struck out. Fair enough. Santiago Munoz, I believe in you. He pops up foul. My belief is waning, must be said. And how you lead soft grounder to third. Down he goes. Man, our offense has just disappeared. Herrera is aboard. Kenny Gomez, who I've tried to trade for in multiple seasons, flies out there to left. I wonder what I could get for Kenny now since he's really struggling offensively. He's making what, 10 million? I could buy low on him. We'll get Kevin Teskey for the eighth. All right. Alan Ford and Colby Turner are aboard. I am going to have Anthony Murphy pinch run for Allen. Our old friend Keegan Aiken, who has a World Series ring with us, pitched for a couple years, and then promptly became like the greatest reliever in baseball at age 36. Insanity. He's still going strong at 38 years old. Andahar hits into a fielder's choice. I don't love because the force out is still there, but what can you do? Adley Rushman pops it up to short. Once again, two runners on. Nobody scores. Kevin Teskey for the eighth. They get another run because, of course, they do. And then, unfortunately, Okuda is going to have to get the ninth in a non-save situation. So hopefully that him being a little bit more tired later doesn't come back to bite me. How you Lee lines out. Condon hits it a bit further, but still caught, which means Anthony Murphy is hitting this over the dead center wall. Or alternatively lining out to right. We lose 4-0. I mean, Alan Ford had 2 hits. That was half of our offense. We are on a 5-game losing streak. Let's just get into the next game against the Brewers. Rushman and Condon are both tired. Neat. And Christian Aguilares is ice cold. I want him to hit out of it. All right, so CJ Sampson picks up the bat. He's going to take first base. Jake Yeager on the mound. Already an error from Max Clark in center field. Wow. He had no errors. He had no errors the past 2 seasons for us at center field. He gets 1 today. He also was a negative 1.6 zone rating. Good Lord, Max. The Brewers don't get any runs to show for it, but still. Okay, Alan Ford, Colby Turner, second and third. Let's go. Andahar, hit it in the outfield. And he does. Gets past the infielders. 1 run will score. Colby comes in, doesn't even slide. He's a confident man. Yeah, I think the other downside, and I talked about this a little bit, what would have been 2 episodes ago in the off season, is Alan Ford is one of the slowest players in baseball, period. Colby Turner is not much quicker, and Adley Rushman is a very slow catcher. And so, now a third of my lineup I cannot count on the Bates paths to get me an extra base or to steal. And that is something to factor in. I believe in you, Jake. See? Clean. We're okay. Aguilares, leadoff double. Munoz, sacrifice ground out, as I like to call it. How you leave flies out. Eternal sadness. Aguilares makes it home. 3-0. Alan Ford hits it deep to center and gone. Solo shot for the DH. His eighth home run, 423 feet. That'll play. Colby Turner gets it down. We're not done here. 2 outs, nothing, and a har. Line. Oh no, that went over. What in the world? Oh, ground rule double. Oh, that sucks. If that's not a ground rule double, Colby Turner makes it home easily. Max Clark grounds out the end of the inning. Yeah, that ground rule double cost us a run. That's a shame. Clean fourth. There we go. Brady Murrieta and CJ Sampson got on base. Look at them. And Aguilar's popped up foul. Even when Brady Murrieta, who simply cannot hit the baseball, okay, he can't do it. Even when he gets on base, we can't bring him around as Munoz flies out to left. Murrieta advances. He tried his hardest, guys. They hit how you lead. Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. We're okay. Alan Ford, bases loaded. Bang. No dice. Flew out to right. All right. To the fifth. Clean. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, the sixth, not so much. They finally got a run. Jake had a shutout up to that point. And Jorge lines out. Munoz dives and gets it. Very good, sir. Soft grounder to second. Down goes Young. I think that'll be it for Jake. 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. I'll take that. Very good. 2-run shot from Munoz. They get Gindra up for the 7th. They allow a run, and now Garrett Mitchell is aboard. Jesus flies out to center. Vladdy hits it up, and that's going to be caught. All right. Bottom of the 7th. Andahar is aboard. Keegan Aiken, our old friend, has returned. I really thought that ball was gone. Like, as I'm watching it back on the stream delay, yeah, that totally looked gone, but I'm not going to question it. I feel like I should. I don't know. Murrieta with the attempted sac fly. Max Clark does make it home. 8-2 ball game. CJ Sampson killing me. All right. Ginger's pitch count's a little high already, but if he can get me the 8th. Oh, brother. Come on, Ginger. Just give me the strikeout. And he walked him. All right. Russell is coming in to face Jeremy Rodriguez. And he gets Rodriguez the line out. Very good, very good. Nothing for us in the eighth. And the Brewers fall 8-2. 3-hit day from Andahar and Colby Turner. Very good. Good day from the pitching staff. All right. This is a big rubber match. This is a huge game for us. And Andahar and Munoz are both out. Man, oh, these guys kill me, I tell you. They really do. Yeah, Carter Johnson will hit second. Murphy will hit nine. I think I'm okay with that. Luis De Leon on the mound. And the Brewers already have a run. No matter, we will match. Potentially at a future at bat is how Lee strikes out swinging, as does Charlie Condon. Alan Ford grounds out. There you go. Sadness, despair, etc. All right, Luis, come on. Clean inning. Thank you, sir. Leadoff double from Guerrero. Workinger flies out. That's big because that also does not advance Guerrero to third. Carter Young caves. All right, we're okay. All right, bats. All right, Condon Ford are aboard. Colby Turner, thank you, sir. Hits it all the way to the right field wall. That should score at least one. I don't think Alan Ford has the speed to make it first to home. He does not. So we tie it up. Max Clark ready for me. And he flies out. Man, I know it scores a run, but it's the principle of the thing. Rushman K's. Come on, Anthony. There we go. He hits it back up the middle. I think like here's what's so I think fascinating about our team is if like Max Clark can consistently hit the baseball, then for the next like 2-ish years, our outfield is set. Because the only question mark is him at center field. Aguilaris in right, Munoz in left, Murphy as a backup. All of those are locked in. Max Clark is really the big question as they get another and an error. Charlie Condon had 4 errors all of last season. He is currently on pace to get 15. For those keeping track at home, Abrahams. And every time I see that player's name, I want to shorten it to Abrams. But that is not what it is. How you Lee Condon aboard. Alan, sometimes, buddy, you really do disappoint me. Just between me and you. Colby Turner hits it deep to center, but not deep enough. Has Alan Ford started arbitration yet? Is that a dumb question? It is not, and he hasn't. Noted. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean the thing with Allen is just The strikeouts I think were a little high last year. This year they're looking pretty high though, which is a concern. But I mean, he's good for like 30 walks a season. So that'll help the on base percentage if ever his slugging kind of tanks. All right, clean six from Luis. Very good. A leadoff triple from Max Clark. He heard me doubting his skills and promptly did that as Rushman hits a sac fly to score him. Come on, Murphy. Yuri Perez. Is that the Yuri Perez from the Tigers that was tipping his pitches one day? Need to confirm if that's the same man. Anthony Murphy has hit a double off of him. Because I knew there was one. There was one Tigers pitcher that was. No, I'm thinking of somebody else. Who am I thinking of? That's going to bug me. There was a Tigers pitcher, I think it was in the 2023 or 2024 season, who got shelled like in the middle of the season. And it was quickly found out. I think this was one of the John Boy media things that he was clearly tipping his pitches. I can't remember who it was. It's going to bug me now as Carter Johnson scores. We're up 5-2. Elvin Rodriguez, that was his name. And this was in 2022, so I'm quite a bit off on my year. But Elvin Rodriguez was the pitcher, and it was against the Yankees. Because I remember there was a whole point made about it because Anthony Rizzo, who seems like a very good guy, told Tucker Barnhart, who was the Tigers catcher at the time, he's like, hey, just heads up. Like, this kid out there is tipping his pitches and we're shelling him. Tucker was like, oh, neat. You know what, Andrews? I believe in you. Get the out. He walked him. All right, I'm going to get Akuda warming up. I'm going to let Andrews face Jesus. And he got him looking. That's big. Very good, sir. I really thought that happened like 2 seasons ago, and it was in 2022. All right, Rushman, leadoff double. That's good because the extra base hits are something we need to see more of if Rushman wants to hold on to the starting job. Christian Aguilera flies out to center. Rushman does not have great speed, but he's going home, and he is safe. So we're going to sit down Okuda, bring in Gage Wood for the 9th, since it's no longer a save situation, as is our want. Pretty good outing from Andrews. That's a good bounce back. All right, and Gage Wood shuts them down in the 9th. So we won the series. We needed that. Like, so badly. We needed that. Ooh, Lucas Giolito is on the Mets. How much did they pay him? $22 million. And to be fair, he's pitching pretty okay. I do think that is one thing that kind of annoys me about out of the park baseball in terms of the salary demands of pitchers in their mid 30s who have missed time due to injury. Because if you look at Lucas, right? 2020, where am I looking? Yeah, 2025 and 2026, he pitched essentially full seasons. 2027, they move him to the bullpen. 2028, 2029, he pitches full seasons again after they move him back. 2030, he misses almost the whole year. Same with 2032. So that's essentially 2 lost seasons of injury And yet, at age 38, he's demanding like 20 plus million. I find that a little hard to believe. Then again, Scott Harris gave Alex Cobb 15 million in real life, even though the pitcher was considering retirement. No comment on that. So, for those keeping track at home, yes, the Tigers organization thinks that Tarek Skubal is worth only 4 million than Alex Cobb. That is the Detroit Tigers, folks. All right, so we're going up against the Mets. Just a 3-game series. We have the Dodgers after, so I'd like to end on the Dodgers series. So let's play game 1 against the Mets, and then I'm going to sim games 2 and 3. Then we'll go through the Dodgers series, and I think that'll be it for today. As Aguilares is aboard and on second off the steal. Munoz pops up once again. I don't want to talk about it. Uh-oh. And Lucas Giolito is hurt. The defense rests. It is now a bullpen day for the Mets in game 1 of the series, so we'll see. Taipei, the Chinese Taipeian born. Isn't? I'm going to do some geopolitical Googling while I watch Charlie Condon pop up. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the read on that because he's born in Taiwan, but they say his nationality is Taipei. I'm not going to ask questions. I feel like I should, but I feel like that's a geopolitical minefield that I will not enter on. That said, this channel, Turf Carbon, formally recognizes the state of Taiwan. Oh boy. There's a college basketball podcast I like to listen to called The Eye on College Basketball with a couple CBS writers. As Munoz flies out. And one of them, on like their year in review, one of the guys, Garrett Parrish, was like, the Eye on College Basketball podcast formally recognizes the independence of Taiwan. I loved it. What I don't love is once again, we have runners on scoring position. We cannot score them. Seems like a flaw in my grand scheme. Richie Swain, though, he's doing pretty good. He gets Williams looking. I assume that is Jet Williams. It is. In real life, Jet Williams was just traded literally last night to the Brewers for Freddie Peralta, which is an insane deal for the Mets. I'm sorry. Like, you have to extend Peralta because his contract is up at the end of the 2026 season. So you potentially just gave up your best infield prospect for 1 year of Freddie Peralta. And considering how the Mets ended last season, I don't know if one Freddie Peralta is the difference in terms of their pitching. But I could be wrong. I'm not going to mess around with Swain. I'm just going to pull him after 5 innings. Pretty good outing. We'll have Mike Stewart for the 6th. Clean from him. Very good. Let's get AJ Russell warming up. Ideally, if we get Bengay fever, which we do, I'll let him face Pereira and then I'll pull him because I want AJ Russell to get the bottom of the Mets order. All right, he gets Pereira. Very good. All right, Russell is going to face Netherlin and Rodriguez. That's all I need from Russell is just 2 outs. All right, he gets Netherlin to pop up. We will go to the 8th where we sit scoreless. And scoreless we will remain. All right, Russell to face Rodriguez. And he gets it through. Oh, boy. I think both Yeah, Wood and Okuda are going to go. I'm going to get Gastelum warming up. They're pinch hitting for Jet Williams, so I will leave AJ Russell in. He gets Bonilla to pop up. I will take that. I am now going to bring in a Luis Gastelum to face Cole Young. I don't know if that's the most efficient use of my bullpen, but Luis Gastelum, for he's done poorly this season, but he's still a much better pitcher than Russell, and he gets me the 2 outs I need. Okay. If we score a run, Okuda is coming in for the save. If not, I'm going to leave Gastelum in to start the ninth. Here's Munoz. Soft grounder to third. Does not beat the throw. Here's how you lead. Nothing doing either. Grounds out to second. Charlie Condon, our last hope. He hits it deep to left field. Gone. On the last out in the ninth inning for the Rockies, Charlie Condon hits the ball 370 feet. Thank you very much. We're up 1-0. To the bottom of the ninth we go. And Okuda is going to face Juan Soto to begin his save chance. And Juan Soto gets aboard because, of course, he does. 148 average half. He's making, look at this. Look at this. He's making 51 million. He was worth negative WAR, and the AI was like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give him a 5-year, $255 million extension. Insanity. All right, here's Villar. He goes out, but Soto is on second. Bengay walks. And Pereira walks. Oh boy, bases loaded, 1 out. We need either a double play or a strikeout. Netherland hits it to short. They go home to get Soto. Back to first. Not in time. All right, 2 outs now. Giovanni Rodriguez hits it to third. Colby Turner picks it up, throws it to second in time. Okuda escapes the jam, and we beat the Mets 1-0. Very good. Shout out to the Mets for Salvador Gutierrez pitching 4 2/3, and then our old friend Hunter Brown, who currently finds himself as a reliever for the Mets, shuts us down for 3 innings. That's huge win. All right, calendar flips to May. Let's get our developmental report. Okay, so some of this stuff we already knew because I requested info. Richie Swain, his potential dropping to 60 isn't the end of the world. His velo going up, though, that's good because it previously had gone down quite a bit, or his potential velo, excuse me. So I think that's just kind of finding its rhythm. AJ Russell dropped, we knew. Ozuna loses stuff but gets movement and control. Ruben Nunez, who when did I sign him? Yeah, I signed him in 2028, and he's just slowly crawling his way up. Currently in Double A. Just needs to get his control under control. Andrews dropping potential stuff hurts. Gutierrez getting much worse is slightly terrifying. Nothing too crazy elsewhere. Nick Vogt, who I signed solely because of his insane profile and home run hitting prowess. Just kind of funny. Cody Tucker, again, I drafted him because he could have 80 potential and 20 control. Like, come on. That's just fun. Bob Montalbietti looks like he could become a pretty good pitcher. What would his rating be in single A? It'd be okay. I'm going to call him up to single A, Fresno. We'll see what he's got. That is one thing I did want to check. Let me look at Zebby Matthews. How has he done for the Dodgers? Eh, he's done okay. He got popped by the Phillies, but has done pretty well since then. Yeah. I think that sort of trade off of losing Zebby but getting Gutierrez, we might look back as a problem. Mike Sanders, batter of the month in Double A. Think that is call for a promotion. Triple A. He was our third round pick all the way back in 2027. He's been in Double A for the past few years. He did get hurt also, which sucked. Sergio Bedoya, pitcher of the month. Oh, look at this profile. This was another one I signed purely because of his profile. Like, he's a 17-year-old guy that could have max control and movement and just average stuff. Like, that just sounds so much fun. All right, we're going to sim games 2 and 3 of the Mets series. We lose game 2, 3-9. Ozuna gets popped for 6 runs. Gindra, Teskey, and John Andrews each give up a run. Not great. Is game 3 any better? No. See, this is why I should just never sim anything. How Yuli had an error in the 8th inning. Wonderful. Gutierrez got popped again. This is why I hate simming games, because I feel like you just always lose them. But who knows? All right. So, last thing we'll do on this episode is get through this here Dodgers series. We have Jake Yeager on the mound to open. Adley Rutschman is tired, so Murrieta will take catching duties. Howie Lee is cold. He's also at 94%. I'll give him the day off and essentially move everyone up 1. Yeah, 7th is still the best for Max. So let's have Andahar bat 6th. Thinking of how I want to do this. I think I'll have Carter Johnson just take 2nd. I was debating like CJ Sampson at 2nd, but that feels like a terrible idea. All right, Jake Yeager against this stupid Samuel Munoz, the Rockies killer. In my mind, him and Santiago are brothers, even though, I mean, they're both from the Dominican. They're both, you know, their Munoz could be like 6 years older. It could work. Oh, Kyle Tucker batting 185. Good God. Fair enough. All right. Jackson Holiday solo shot to ruin my day. And the Dodgers are up 4-0. Wonderful. 6-0. Oh, brother. Well, this game I think we'll get through pretty quick. Oh, man. Jake usually doesn't get popped like that. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Wonder if Cole Carrick is still in the Dodgers system, our old center fielder. And left fielder. And right fielder, really. God, he was a terrible center fielder. There we go. Clean fourth from Jake. Come on, buddy. Give me some outs in the fifth. All right. Villafane pops up. Walker Jenkins lines out. Miguel Vargas with a 1,000 OPS is hit. All right. Let's get John Andrews Warman. All right. Kyle Tucker pops up. We're okay. All right. A terrible start to his outing from Jake Yeager, but he does give me 3 clean innings to help my bullpen out. Nothing from us in the fifth, though. Just going to go right to Andrews in the sixth. Clean from him. All right. And a hard leadoff double. Let's go. Max Clark gets it through. Let's move it. We're moving. I'm going to run on Gabriel Moreno, which seems like a terrible idea. Clark is there without a throw. Okay. Now the double play is gone. Line out there sucks. Carter Johnson also lines out to Vargas. Aguilaris walks, so bases are loaded. Munoz lines out to first. All 3 of our outs that inning were line out to first. Gabriel Moreno gets a steal in revenge. And Villafane gets it through. When it rains, it really does pour, eh? Walker Jenkins swinging a miss. That's massive. Let's see if we can get Vargas. We did not, in fact, get Miguel Vargas. His 3rd home run of the season, John Andrews' ERA continues to be hideous. I mean, it was a good outing until that point. Kyle Tucker even gets aboard. All right. I can see the writing on the wall. Well, we're down by 7. I hear that is less than ideal. Nothing for us in the 8th. Luis did really well there. And yeah, we lose 9-2. Jake Yeager imploded. Andrews gave up the homer also, but yeah, that was Brady Murrieta is getting very close to being like the bat is so terrible that defensively and even like captaincy wise, it doesn't make sense to keep him up here. We'll see. All right, game 2. Let's just move on. Luis Delio on the mound. Anthony Murphy is going to bat for Max Clark, which I think is what I want. Alan Ford has a little bit of a hit streak going. So let's see what we got in game 2. There we go. Solo shot from Aguilaris to get us going. Man, Luis's pitch count is insane. And an error and a har. And they get a run for it. There we go, Alan Ford, 2-run shot. Come on. Oh, Luis. Like, don't get me wrong. I like Luis De Leon, but he can't not even go deep into games. Like he can maybe get me 6 innings every once in a blue moon. He gave me 7 innings against the Padres. I don't know how. It's just so unfortunate. As Vargas gets it through, that's going to score 1 Dodger. And that'll be it for Luis. Gindra, I'm just hitting the half inning button, buddy. All right, they get the runner from third. Clean 6 from Gindra. That's huge. Come on, Aguilares. Swing and a miss. Munoz gets it through. All right. We have a base runner. Hao Yu Lee gets aboard. I doubt they're going to call that an error. Yeah, infield signal. All right. Charlie Condon grounds into a fielder's choice. Thankfully, that wasn't a double play. I don't know how it wasn't. Condon isn't exactly quick. Alan Ford gets it through. All right, we take the lead. Very well done. Allen's having himself a game. Yeah, Ginger's on 32 pitches. Let's have Stewart for the 7th, Gagewood for the 8th, Okuda for the 9th. I'm okay with that. Colby Turner pops up to end my fun, but we do take the lead. All right, Mike Stewart, good luck, buddy. A second error. This time, Anthony Murphy in center field. 2 on, 2 out. Vargas hits it past Hao Yu Lee. That's going to score 1, maybe 2. Just the 1. All right, tie ball game. Galiz gets it past Hao Yu Lee again. Like, how much of that was just that our second baseman is our worst defender? You know what I mean? Like, if Hao Yu Lee has like 60 range instead of 50, does he get one of those? And they have one less run right now. Tough to think about as Andahar and Murphy are aboard. Aguilares, be the hero. And he pops it up. Man. All right, Santiago Munoz gets it down and left. That'll score 1. He's going home, is Murphy, and he's safe. The lead is back to us. Hao Yu Lee with a chance of redemption. Flies out to center. All right, Gage Wood coming in for the 8th. And Kyle Tucker hits a leadoff double because, of course, he does. Vasquez goes down. Sal Frelick goes down. Jackson Holiday, you're going to ruin my day. Nope. Shallow fly out for him, too. All right. Okuda is going to warm up for the 9th inning. Let's see if we can get some insurance runs here. Charlie Condon gets aboard. Very good, very good, very good. Come on, Alan. He hits it deep to left and gone. A 2-home run day for our designated hitter, Alan Ford. 412 feet. Well done, sir. Colby Turner gets aboard with a line drive. We're not done. Any more runs and Okuda can sit down. Andahar strikes out on a full count. Rushman, lights out. Anthony Murphy K's. All right, but we got 2 insurance runs for our trouble. Okuda is going to come in to face Vargas and his 1,000 having OPS. Strikes out. Very good. Here's Munoz. Grounds out to first. All right. Dodgers down to their last out. Gabriel Moreno hits it up to center. Murphy is there. Ball game. Very good. We take game 2, 8-5. A little shaky, I think, from Luis. But other than that, I mean, Alan Ford, 2 home runs. Very, very good from him. We will now move to game 3, rubber match. Richie Swain on the mound for us. Adley Rushman is tired. I feel like Adley Rushman is just always tired. Like, I mean, the man is 35, to be clear. All right, so Murrieta is going to go into catch. Sampson takes third. Let's rock and roll. Richie Swain on the mound for us. Old friend Zebby Matthews on the mound for the Dodgers. I think if we have success against him, I'm feeling a lot more confident on my decision to get Gutierrez and trade him away. We'll see, though. You never know. As Munoz is thrown out. Lee gets aboard, though. I need to check various lineup splits since it's been about a week or so since I moved everybody around. Condon into the fielder's choice. All right. But hey, we got a hit. And the Dodgers got 3 runs. Man. Max Clark hits it deep to center field and gone. The rare home run for the center fielder. His 3rd on the year. He's usually good for 10 or 11. He hit 22 with the Tigers one year, and they were looking really good. Down by 1. Murrieta is on board via the error. Rough for Zebby. Walking C.J. Sampson on 4 pitches, I would argue, is even rougher. Aguilares gets it through. Murrieta, not the quickest on the base pads, so he will hold up at 3rd. Munoz hits it to first, and they get the double play. Or are they saying he's safe? They said he's safe. Usually they go to that camera angle when the person's out. My mistake. But Lee struck out. So there we are. All right, tie ball game, though. Come on, Richie. Oh, Richie. Who had the error? Andahar again, man. Killing me. All right, clean 4th for both teams, and the Dodgers get ahead. All right, Lee Condon are aboard. Come on, Alan. There we go. A rifle to the left field wall. That'll score both runners. The lead is back to us. Very good. All right, I'm going to warm up Kevin Tesicki for the 6th. I don't think I want to put Swain back out there. Andahar flies out. And Max pops up. All right. Again, I'm glad we got the runs, but feel like we could have had some more. Kevin for the 6th. 2 on, 2 out. He's got this. See? Got Jackson Holiday to fly out. We're okay. Oh, boy. How many pitches is Kevin at? Yeah, 24. Okay. Russell for the 7th, Gastelum for the 8th, Okuda for the 9th. I'm okay with that. There's Murrieta. Swing and a miss. Yeah, I think we're approaching the point where Murrieta is just needs to be sent down. Which is kind of a shame because he's really good defensively. He is a captain. but like he is not to be hyperbolic. He is an automatic out. In 44 plate appearances, he has 5 hits, one of which was extra base. He's only walked once. AJ Russell for the 7th. And immediately a leadoff single, which turns into a steal. Tying runs on third. You got to strike him out. It's to first, which is the next best thing. Kyle Tucker hits it to center. No dice from Max. Tie ball game. Yikes. All right, Munoz and Howie Lee are aboard. No outs. Charlie Condon hits it deep, left field. Thanks for coming, Dodgers. 3-run shot, Charlie Condon. Folks, has our first baseman rediscovered his bat? As Alan Ford hits a double. I'll bring Anthony Murphy into pinch run. And Hart grounds out, but it advances Murphy. And Max Clark. Surely he's safe. Objection, Your Honor. Stupid. Murphy looked so safe on that animation, it wasn't even funny. But I suppose he was out. What can you do? As the ball is hit to the outfield and Max Clark makes it home. Murrieta, RBI single to boost his stats. All right. Even though we scored 4 runs, it doesn't change my plan. Gastelum for the 8th. Clean from him. He was only on 10 pitches. I'm going to get Okuda warming up, but if I can get out of this with only using Gastelum, I'm a happy man. Villafane K's. Jenkins lines out to center. Dodgers on their last out. Brett Beatty. Hits it to left. Caught by Munoz. That's your ball game. 9-5. Very good from the hitters. Nothing too glaring in the left on base department. And we take the series 2-1. Very, very good. Let us save. All right. So I think that's where we'll end the episode. I am not going to play any games off stream. I think we'll pick back up tomorrow, ideally, is the plan with this Giants series, since right now they're 26-15. We're 3.5 games behind them. So how we do in this series will dictate a lot. And then we'll get through a bit of May, and then I'll probably off stream play some games into June. We will go from there. But again, like I said at the top, apologies for the lack of Colorado Rockies rebuilds videos as of late. But we will have one more tomorrow, where we will get through a decent chunk of May, and I think have a really good idea for where our team is at. I think right now, in terms of Joey Broughton's injury, I think I'm just going to let AJ Russell pitch in our bullpen for the next 2 weeks, see how he does, and then maybe send him down. Or if everybody's doing okay, maybe a rehab assignment for Joey. We'll see. But I thank you all for watching. A lot of these series didn't go the way we hoped. We lost almost every series we played today, except for the Pirates series, Brewers series, and then the Dodgers that just finished. So not ideal, But we'll see what the future holds for us. So I thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.